Imagine a world where wars are no longer confined to Earth but extend into the vastness of space. A concept that was once limited to the realm of science fiction is now, more than ever, becoming a tangible reality. The idea of space wars, battles fought beyond our atmosphere, has been a part of our collective imagination for over a century. One of the earliest examples of this concept can be traced back to the late 19th century with H.G. Wells' groundbreaking novel, War of the Worlds. This seminal work introduced the idea of extraterrestrial beings invading Earth, thereby planting the seeds of the notion of conflict beyond our planet. As time passed, the idea of space wars evolved from mere fantasy to a potential reality. The mid-20th century brought with it the Cold War, a tense period of geopolitical rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union. This era was marked by the space race, where both superpowers were eager to assert their dominance not only on Earth, but beyond it. This race to the stars transformed the concept of space wars from a figment of science fiction into a real concern. The idea that the vastness of space could become the next battlefield was no longer far-fetched. The concept of space wars, once a product of imaginative literature, has now become an actual subject of strategic discussions and military planning. It's a gripping reality that we are facing today, as nations around the globe continue to extend their reach into the cosmos, raising questions about the future of warfare and indeed, the future of humanity itself. If you're intrigued by the growing reality of space wars, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more fascinating content. The Cold War era, a period of intense rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union, marked the birth of the space race. This was a contest not just of military might, but of technological prowess and ideological superiority. The stakes were high, and the arena was not on Earth but the vast expanse of space. The space race was a product of its time, fueled by the tensions of the Cold War. It was during this era that the idea of space warfare began to take shape, a concept that was as fascinating as it was terrifying. The superpowers of the time, the United States and the Soviet Union, were locked in a fierce competition, each vying for supremacy in a domain that was uncharted and full of possibilities. The Soviet Union fired the first salvo, so to speak, with the launch of Sputnik in 1957. This was the first artificial satellite to orbit the Earth, a feat that sent shockwaves around the world. It was a clear demonstration of Soviet technological prowess, a potent symbol of their capabilities. The United States, not to be outdone, embarked on a series of ambitious missions of their own. The most iconic of these was the Apollo program, which culminated in the historic Apollo 11 mission. In 1969, Neil Armstrong became the first human to set foot on the moon, a moment that was broadcast to millions around the globe. It was a monumental achievement, one that marked a significant victory for the United States in the space race. But it wasn't just about being the first to reach the moon or to launch a satellite. The space race spurred a flurry of technological advancements and scientific discoveries. It pushed the boundaries of what was possible, and in the process, changed the world as we know it. The Cold War may have ended, but its impact on space exploration and the concept of space warfare is undeniable. The seeds planted during this era continue to bear fruit, shaping our understanding of space and our place within it. Fast forward to the present day, and the idea of space warfare is no longer confined to the pages of science fiction. We now live in an era where space technology is advancing at an unprecedented speed, with nations around the globe investing heavily in their space capabilities. Let's consider the United States, for instance. In late 2019, the US took a significant step toward the militarization of space, with the creation of the US Space Force. This is the first new military service in the US since the establishment of the Air Force back in 1947. Its primary mission? To ensure America's dominance in space, a domain considered vital for national defense. But the US isn't alone in this endeavor. Other nations such as China and Russia have also been investing in space technology and are believed to possess anti-satellite weapons. These could potentially be used to disable or destroy satellites of enemy nations, disrupting their communication, navigation, and surveillance systems, and thereby gaining a strategic advantage in warfare. And then there's the commercial sector. Billionaires like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos are leading a new space race, investing billions into private space companies. While their efforts are primarily focused on exploration and colonization, the technology they develop could also have potential military applications. However, these developments come with a slew of concerns. The militarization of space could lead to an arms race, escalating geopolitical tensions. There's also the risk of space debris. Destroyed or disabled satellites could create a cloud of debris in space. This debris could collide with other satellites, leading to a domino effect that could render space unusable for future generations. As we navigate the complexities of these modern developments, one thing is clear. As technology continues to advance, the prospect of space wars becomes increasingly real. With every new satellite launched and every new technology developed, we move one step closer to the reality of warfare beyond the confines of our planet. As we look to the future, it's clear that space will play a critical role in the way wars are fought. The infinite expanse above us is no longer just a canvas of twinkling stars. It's evolving into a potential battlefield as we speak. The question now isn't if, but when and how space warfare will become a reality. The future of space wars likely holds many advancements we can scarcely imagine today. Hypersonic missiles, lasers, and advanced satellite technology are just the tip of the iceberg. New technologies could change the face of warfare as we know it, making battles faster, more precise, and unfortunately more destructive. Beyond the technology itself, the strategic implications are vast. Control of space means control of communication, navigation, and surveillance systems that are critical to modern warfare. If one nation can disable another's satellites, they could effectively blind and silence them, providing a huge advantage in any conflict. Yet with these potential developments come profound ethical considerations. War in space has the potential to affect not just those directly involved in the conflict, but every single one of us. The debris from destroyed satellites could render space unusable for generations, cutting us off from the technologies we've come to rely on in our daily lives. Furthermore, the militarization of space could destabilize international relations and spark arms races, as nations scramble to secure their place among the stars. This could lead to an escalation of hostilities and potentially even more conflict. As we stand on the precipice of this new era, it's crucial that we tread carefully. The future of space warfare is a complex puzzle that we must solve together as a global community. International laws and treaties will need to be updated and enforced, and we'll need to find a balance between national security interests and the collective good. The future of space warfare is uncertain, but one thing is clear: it's a reality we must prepare for. From the pages of science fiction to the harsh realities of the present day, space warfare has come a long way. In the not-so-distant past, the concept of wars in space was confined to the realm of imaginative novels and blockbuster films. But today, it's something we're confronting as a tangible reality. We've journeyed through the beginnings of space warfare, tracing its origins back to the Cold War, a time when the United States and the Soviet Union were locked in a race to conquer the final frontier. The competition was intense, with each superpower striving to outdo the other, leading to a flurry of technological advancements that forever changed the course of humanity. Fast forward to the present, and we see a different landscape. The players have multiplied, and the stakes have risen. With the advent of new technologies, nations are exploring ways to militarize space, raising a host of ethical, legal, and security concerns. We've witnessed the creation of space forces and the development of anti-satellite weapons, painting a picture of a future where space might be the next battleground. But what does the future hold? As we've discussed, the possibilities are both exciting and terrifying. We're on the precipice of a new era, one where space warfare could be a common occurrence. We could see the establishment of lunar bases, the deployment of space drones, or even the use of asteroids as weapons. It's a future that's both thrilling and daunting, filled with uncertainty and potential. The concept of space wars may seem far-fetched, but as we've seen, it's a possibility we can't afford to ignore. As we continue to push the boundaries of what's possible, we must also remember to tread carefully. Because in this vast expanse of the cosmos, the decisions we make today could have far-reaching consequences tomorrow.